Hi, my name is Kiki and welcome to my channel. Here, me and my guides like to make pick a card readings to help with overall guidance. So today's video is what do you need to overcome? What are your blocks? This is more so of one of those challenging readings, which I would hope really helps you focus in on those challenges which you are meant to face in these lifetimes. I'm also going to give you some advice of how to overcome it and why you're having this challenge. I hope I can answer as well, and other various questions as to which will give insight into the situation as you're dealing with. So before we get into it, let me introduce myself better and more appropriately. So my name is Kiki, and welcome to Kiki and her guides. Here is a really welcoming home. I really hope everyone uses these readings to help further themselves along in their lifetimes and uses this as ways to gain advice and as well as to really move forward in the way that you want to come into your best alignment. I understand sometimes you all have difficulties that we all face, and I really hope we use these readings as ways to help push us into the best places we could be as people. So I have three collectives here today. We have pile number 1, which is this guy here, pile number 2, and pile number 3. So take a moment to pause here if you need to choose piles. I am just going to move the 2 piles outside of the screen area, and we could use the rest to get into pile number 1. I have some extra incense to burn it. I have some frequencies on in the background. Hopefully today's frequency is hurt. I don't know what hurt it is, to be honest, but it's supposed to help attract abundance into your life, and hopefully we'll both have abundance in our ways. So let's see what the overall themes for the message are first, and then we're going to get into some tarot. So let's see. Overall themes for this reading, we have flow first. So flow. We have listen to your body, as well as self-love. So for overall themes, there definitely seems to be this need to release anxiety here. I feel like you may have had some struggles. Some of you may be facing some sleepless nights or not getting as good rest as you need to, which leads to exhaustion within your day. And this overall seems to be this need to have more time for self-care for yourself. There's definitely a need to just let go of control issues and kind of just allow for things to flow a lot better here. You may be struggling to balance your time really efficiently, which is causing some real delays here. But there's overall, I feel like the self-love is what Spirit wants you to get to. Right now, you need to learn to go with the flow. Get those codependencies out of the way. You definitely need to listen to your body more, because your body may be screaming really for maybe some rest. Or if you're finding yourself just always on the go, just allow yourself to take a moment and breathe out and allow for things to go the way they need to. There's a really big, like I said, need to let go of self-control. So let's get to the other cards, see what the situation is, and let's get right into it. So we have the Ace of Autumn, a windfall of money, advice, or assistance from others, a successful project, a happy change in your career. We have the Seven of Winter, which says there's a better choice, not seeing things clearly, running away from the truth. We have the Queen of Winter here, which states, let go of people or things that no longer serve you. Now it's time to focus on your career, unmarried or divorced individuals. Then we have the Sun card, which is plans that work out perfectly, amazing ideas that lead to rewards or accommodations and blessed things for life, being distracted and failing to see magical opportunities, taking something or someone for granted. So I feel as if, one of the reasons why you're being asked to go with the flow and allow for things to just unfold for you is because you've definitely recently faced a lot of issues in terms of your partnerships or the people around you. You may have noticed that there are people who just didn't really have their best interest in mind for you, and you may have done some housekeeping and stop being friends with certain people, stop communicating with certain people that just no longer really have to serve you. And that's why there's so many things about focusing on your career, right? But because you're so career driven and you're not giving yourself that moment to really relax about everything else and just being on this go schedule, that's what's causing this disharmony here within yourself. There is definitely this sense that you're probably throwing yourself into some form of craft or work that's just kind of corrupting everything around you, and that's what's keeping you held back from like actually pursuing proper things. And there's also a sense too that since you may have like let go of people that no longer served you, that or an old job that no longer served you, that you're kind of reminiscing on a better time as well, because like some of you may have also been let go of a position. It's actually better for yourself in the long run because you have both this concept of having success in the long run, and I think that's because of this new opportunity that's going to be handed towards you. But because you've had so much trouble with either your previous job, your other friends, or not feeling as you were needed, there's just still the stigma of like, what could I do? What is my fault? Which is that anxiety talking, right? And I feel like that is what's really the struggle here for you, is that anxiety, which is keeping you maybe like up at night, or even just like makes you put barriers between you and other people, and that just keeps you on a different angle or a different like timeline or zone from people, which is like this energy here. So let's grab some clarifiers. I have an extra deck. So let's clarify the Ace of Autumn. Clarify the Ace of Autumn for me, Spirit. The King of Cups and the Queen of Coins. Clarify the Seven of Winter with the Ace of Wands and the Justice card. Oh, that came out quickly. Seven of Wands in reverse, as well as the Seven of Coins, double seven, 777. You'll be seeing a lot of sevens. The Sun card here for the Spirit. We have here the Queen of Wands, as well as the Four of Cups, and the Four of Summer, Spirit, which is clarified by that Four of Swords in reverse. So we have the Queen of Swords again, but she's in reverse on the bottom here. So let's start with that Ace of Autumn card. So the King in Cups talks about someone who's extremely emotionally like mature, so as well as the Queen of Coins is someone who's a little bit too focused. So there's a sense you may be receiving advice from an advisor, and I feel like this advisor is this King of Cups, someone who's more emotionally mature than you. You may also have a really like narrow-minded view and scope on particular situations, and this person's actually going to assist you to open your mind up. Whether this is something that's already happened or coming up soon, this is something you should be expecting in your life. This is actually you starting to like head towards having more success as well. Even though the Seven of Winter is here, is like you cutting off people, you making really snap judgments, taking action here. I feel like this is you taking action to go towards a better choice. And you know this subconsciously, even though like you may be feeling as if things are not like truthful or not seeing things as clearly. There's a sense that like you've made this decision because you're like, this is what I was going to do, and you took action towards it. There's a sense though that you don't think this is the right action, and that's probably why you're like on this video thinking of like, what's blocking me? Why does this life feel like I made a decision I thought was going good for me, but like there's nothing really here, there's nothing going on. That's why you probably think there's a better choice for you. But I definitely think that like you are still getting like a success, so I feel like this is what you were meant to do. It does feel very destined, because you are going to enter into like really stable partnerships with people who do have the same values as you, and there's a sense that you are going to face some like barriers and some challenges you're going to have to face with that Seven of Wands in reverse, because like you may be like blocked by a lot of challenges, or your ego is really coming into play, and there's definitely this energy of just kind of putting your guard up, and you're going to meet a lot of new people. Like the Seven of Coins to me talks about partnerships, but also to talk about like an unequal trade sometimes based on like whatever else is going on in here, and especially since you have all these cards about overthinking and anxiety, that may be what you're doing. You're putting up these walls because these people who are trying to get close to you to be able to like move towards this next path are really causing this like delay for you, and that's what's making things seem very off, or making you feel as if you need to create some distance, and that's what's like going on here. But I feel like you need to let go of that like anxiety, and it's going to come from doing a bunch of work to put towards yourself. So like I definitely think that things are coming your way. Okay. So then as we move down too, like you have this Four of Cups twice, which is about being distracted and not seeing things clearly again, which is that continuing thought of like you are so focused on like not the truth. Right? And I feel like that is you, like you're so focused on the anxiety part of the thing that's really corrupting your thoughts, instead of the truth of the situation, which has to do with like you actually are moving forward in life, you are heading to this other direction, and it's because you're just kind of reminiscing on your past. There's a sense too that like your plans are going to start working out, and you may miss that because you're not seeing like everything for how good it is, right? So I feel as if like don't miss your opportunities, listen to your bodies, take the time out that you need to, and allow yourself to rest. Go through those motions of like working on that anxiety, working on your inner child and that woundedness that you may have felt before in your past, to be able to move forward, because that's going to make you have like a really cold relationship with people and make you feel as if you can't really get close to them. And I definitely think that you should try to like lower these barriers, because that's what's going to cause this commotion in life, especially since we have these you may be seeing a lot of 444s, but still like there's a sense here of being distracted from life. The 4 of Swords is also another rest card of just feeling as if you need a break, and I feel like that's what you need to do still. It's like have this break so you're able to relax and take a moment to yourself and allow for things to come in a better way, and allow for things to feel a lot more comfortable for you and better, because that's what's going to create success for you in the end, right? And just you're allowed to take your time at things. I feel like we all want to do things extremely fast, and that causes us to like lose the value in everything. So that's why you're supposed to take your time to get to your goals and do those steps, because it's supposed to make you appreciate the success that you have. So let's see, we have the second house influence. What do you value? What are your habits? Your habits are a reflection of your priorities, right? Yeah. And I feel like that's what, like, even though you change your priorities and you're so focused on work, like there's a part who's like who doesn't believe that this is the right path that you're on, and you're like on the right one though, because your priorities are you fertilizing that subconscious, or like getting into that really creative thing that you really want to do, and like leaning into the mysteries of the world instead of just wanting to know everything. And that's also why you need to let go of those control issues too, because like you may be so obsessed with figuring out how it ends, when does it come, when does this, but you're not supposed to know that. Sometimes you're just you're meant to have mysteries and allow things to come in the times that they may. You have self-improvement. Your work habits are paying off. Yeah, because you're going to put all this work in it, it's going to pay off, and you're going to be much more appreciative of it because you did all that work. Right? What's hidden may be limiting your belief, karma, right? But that's like, I feel like you being distracted by what's not true, you don't see, right? And that's what this negative pattern is. Negative patterns lead to disconnection. Stagnation is a sign of detachment, right? Which is like all that feeling you're going through. And I definitely think that like, even though you're going through all these issues is that like are caused from your anxiety and you not seeing the full picture, because you may be so reminiscing on that past that you don't have to do that. Like there's so much room for you to grow into what you need to. You just have to open your heart. You just have to understand that like there are mysteries in the world. You can't know everything, and you just have to have faith and belief that you are going to get on the right path, and you have to understand that like you are being guided on the right way. And yes, you could ask for guidance here and there to make sure you're on the right path, but at the same time, like you don't have to constantly be like, oh my god, this is what I have to do next, this is what I have to do next, when is this going to happen, when is this going to happen, or what's going on here. Like you don't need to always do that. It's more so allowing yourself to feel the freedoms of the world, and allowing things to cultivate, and allowing things for just to get to the place that you want to, because naturally that's what's going to be brought to you. We have here beautiful uncaging. Yeah, and it's like there's a sense of, as you are realigning these priorities and starting to fertilize that subconsciousness of yours and starting to work on those things, you're going to open your heart chakra. You're going to see that you're really moving forward. And I feel like really strong Aries energy too. So you may have really strong Aries placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mercury, or right? There's a sense of like really strong like there too. There's also a sense of like embracing the divine. There's this really nice sense of like you may also have like really strong connections to Leo placements as well. There's also this sense too of like starting to unlock this sense of self within you, which is like your belief, your motivations, your language. You may be unlocking your spiritual like growth and your path in terms of like that lifestyle for you. There's a sense of like start like to make a vow to yourself. Like that's what I'm like thinking. Like you're making like a vow to yourself, and that's what's gonna like cultivate this change and this connectiveness and this ability to really work well with one another and move into the proper direction. There's a sense with the roots of abundance being in reverse, particularly, that you have been creating these roots, and this is actually something that you're generationally heading down the path to get. And I feel as if the sense too that you already have that key and you have the experience. You're just not really sure of you're just not sure in yourself, and that's why you don't feel as if you have these roots, but they are there. There's also a sense that you have a lot of support from ancestors and angels who are pushing you on this path as well. There's also this feeling here too. For some reason, I'm really drawn to this here, which is just reminding me of a tie, right? Being tied to things, right? So you're already tied to this destiny for yourself. It's just a matter of time. So you just have to enjoy the process until you get there. Oh my God, oh my God, I don't look at these cards, right? Oh my God. So we have look at the bigger picture, which I was saying, there's a sense that you need to look at things from the bigger picture, which I've been saying this whole time. There's so much that's going on that you're not really appreciative of what's and grateful for what's in front of you. And the more you're grateful for what you have, the more you will receive, right? So there's this really big sense that you have to realize that you have to be willing to take and give, and this allow for things to come into your life. So we have a new moon Virgo energy, which is a time to give rather than take, to look at the bigger picture. So yeah, just put yourself in the things that really motivate you, really push you forward, and allow for things to flow. Let go of those controls, those dependencies that are really just going to weigh you down in the long run, right? We also have here, your hard work is paying off, right? So there's all this sense too, it's all going to pay off in the end. This actually came up in reverse, which just reminds me of that you're working hard now because it's going to pay off later, right? And that's why you're being asked to look at the bigger picture and just kind of give your time into this, because as you maneuver down the path, you're going to notice a lot more abundances because of all the work you've done as a reward, right? So we have the now, but it's in reverse, so it's reminding you of it's going to happen and you're going to be very happy when it does, but at this exact setting, you still have time to go. You have the sacred mirrors, which is reminding you of internal reflection here. And we have feed your artist, and you are living poetry. Shift the way to new potential, right? So even all of this energy here, you may be an artist and that's what you're pursuing because you're not happy with your career choice. And you're deciding, you know what, I want to do that. I only live once, I'm going to do this. And that's why you're being asked to feed your artist, whether that's art, music, or even acting. I feel it's an art as well. So there's a sense you are living your story. And part of you may be scared, oh, maybe I'm too old, maybe I'm this, maybe that. And that's what's bringing you down. That's why you're in your head. But you're going to notice that you are on the right path. Sometimes I keep thinking of this, I don't know if it's a video I watched, but somewhere online where it was this woman saying you can make it in your 20s, you can make it in your 30s, you can make it in your 40s, and you can make it in your 60s, and right, and in your 50s. So don't ever think you can't make it in your own time, right? Because it's all meant to happen when it is meant to happen. And I feel that's what's meant for you. It's you may be a little older and you're I'm a little too old to be able to do this. No, you're not. Just pursue the dream that you want and watch things unfold for you, because that's how time was meant for you. That's why you're asking to do all this reflection and give yourself that push and let go of any anxiety that you are facing, because you're going to notice things are going to push better into an alignment for you, because it's just so much that you are worth and so much that you are destined for in your future. And after you do all this reflection and start to do after that thing that's really unlocking your heart and your passion, you're going to see yourself shifting your way into this new potential, which is going to incentivize you to live in a better and more dynamic light. All right, so let's see what else we got here. So we have the lunar cards. So we have Black Moon Lilith. I like this deck, but I honestly don't know all the meanings to it. I'm not an astrologer. I like astrology. So we're going to read through it a little. So Black Moon Lilith is a geometric point in space where the moon is furthest from the Earth's transit. This point changes zodiac signs approximately every 9 months. Black Moon Lilith represents wild feminine energy, and understanding its placement in your natal chart will help you better understand your sexuality, including repressed fantasies, fetishes, and compulsions. Black Moon Lilith can also shed light on your addictive tendencies when it comes to love, romance, and dating. So that is interesting. So let's see. So let me take this guy out. I have another card too. So let's see what that one says. So for you, we also have Sagittarius energy. So you may be a Sagittarius. That's double Sagittarius energy here. But that's reminding me back of that big, look at the bigger picture card, right? Because they are of the same family. So let's see what this one says. Represented by the centaur, a half human, half horse, the sign Sagittarius is the magnificent archer of the zodiac. Sagittarians are skilled at bringing life's major issues into full perspective. Very generous and jovial, whatever. They will give the shirt off their backs to anyone in need. Because of this, Sagittarius must be careful of overextending themselves and being too quick to make decisions. Ruled by the planet Jupiter, they are ready and willing to have a good time and can often forget about their responsibilities. Also, they have the uncanny ability to land on their feet in tough circumstances. And that's what's really going on here. Like, you're going to land on your feet and you're just kind of worried right now, right? And I think we all get worried, so I'm not saying that's like a bad thing or that's like whatever you need to let that go. It's more so you have to work on minimizing how much it feels, right? You have to look at it from the bigger perspective. You are like heading down the right path. You're going to notice that yourself is going to get into a lot more abundance. You're going to notice that there is all this stuff that you're destined for, and it may take time for it to really get there, but you have to like internalize what's going on within you. And when I see the Black Moon Lilith and how it talks about repressed desires, I feel like that's that passion you want to go after, right? There's a sense that you may have not jumped into this path full committed yet because of like all this other worries that you're facing in regards to it, but I think you should let go of that because you're going to start to live your dream. And that's what like Sagittarius's energy is really stating here. It's like you're in the end you're going to land on your feet, so it's not like you have to extremely worry about like getting to the place that you need to. You're going to notice that it's going to come to you, and it's going to come in the right time, and that's, you just have to make that initial shift and watch things unfold for you. Get more information. The situation will improve, but in reverse. And yes, opportunity, peaceful resolution. Yeah, you're heading towards a peaceful resolution. You're going to notice everything will change towards you. The situation may not improve right away, and that's why you're being asked to have more direction and just allow yourself to gain more information. Be willing to learn. Be a student again. Like, you know, like, especially if you have a creative passion, be willing to learn like more things about it. Like when they say to go after the thing you love, because the thing you love is just going to stick a lot better in your brain, and you're going to be a lot more interested in like learning the makeups of it and learning what's going on there, and that's what's really going to push you into the right direction of what you want to do in reality. There's a sense too that like, yes, an opportunity is heading towards you, and that's going to be and it's going to bring a peaceful resolution to the situation. Right, to the whole thing in the end. And that's because like it's like you've been on this path for quite some time, and you're gonna notice that like everything's just gonna like come together. And like I know it might be hard at first because like this here shows that it might take time, especially if you, let's say you want to be like an artist. It's not the easiest the job. Like you have to do so much stuff, and the music doesn't always make you money. It's about the brand deals, and that may not be what you wanted originally, right? But it's going to take that adjustment and understanding like if this is what you want to do, you have to understand the world too. You have to be able to learn the world and be willing to understand it. Even with acting, like the same thing happens too, where like you have to pay all your managers, you have to pay all the people to support you through the money that you make through that job, right? And it's like sometimes you don't always bring us home as much as you want to, and that's like this case here is like the sense that like you may think like you're able to do all of this, but in reality there's so much like more growth that you are destined for, and so much more growth that is needed before you're able to actually sit in the place that you want yet. And when you actually get there, it may not even be the dream that you want, but you have to understand like if you want it, you'll be at peace. Would you be at peace with yourself? Are you willing to, is that something you're going to love every day, and all the other stuff is just added BS? Because a job is still a job. Like you still walk in, like not everyone's going to you're not going to love everyone that you work with. You're not going to love every single second of the job you do, no matter what it is. Like you may really enjoy the job, and some days are really difficult than others, but that's what like life is in reality when it comes to working, whether it be in the profession that you loved and dreamed of, or versus of one that you don't like. There are good things and bad things from whichever place you are deciding to be. So you can't automatically assume that like things are just going to work out and pan out in the way that you really want them to, and you have to allow for that to really just cultivate in the time that it does, right? Okay, so we're going to grab some charms and maybe a little bit of mini messages, as well as that. So let's just kind of push this stuff to the side. Okay. Whoa. So we're just kind of going, ancestors, angels, and my guides. Some challenge for this reading here today. So we don't have a lot. We have Libra energy in the board. We have an H and W. Just reminds me of homework. Some of you may have to do homework, but those also may be initials. H, P, W. I automatically think like a foe. Some of you really like foe. There's a sense like hot pot too. I just kind of think of that as a word. These might be initials, like I said, or something important. I think who, like Doctor Who. So we have here the butterfly, one of the butterflies, which reminds me of transformation, but it's in reverse. So you may be still in your cocoon right now in terms of what's going on forward for you. There seems to be, this guy here is a sunflower, but he is in reverse, which reminds me of this feeling of maybe lack of hope for what you want to do, which is what that feeling you're in. So let's see an additional message here. Let's grab this one. Act first, thinking later, right? Which is you like maybe with that friendship energy of like cutting off people that you're like, I don't really think they're worth it for me, but you may like regret it later because you're like, I don't know if that was the right action. A fear of poverty. That may be what's like driving you to like you want to do all this other stuff, but you're scared of being like broke, right? Feeling uncertain. Yeah, like you're like really scared of an uncertain future too. Like that's what's holding you back from like pursuing that choice and like going after that actual like a real dream of yours, because you're like, I don't know, like, am I going to be successful? And that's what you also need to let go of, that need to be where you are, like that far ahead. You just have to allow for things to come towards you, understanding now understanding how to deal with it, right? So, and I feel like that's what you're learning, is a sense of how to deal with people, to deal with fears, to deal with anxiety, to deal with things that no longer serve you. And it's what's really holding you back in the end. So we have here outlaw. This may be like something like a really like out there profession too. Like not everyone would expect you to do that. Like I said, like living against the law, or even like there's a sense of being this impulsive thing that you want to pursue is not really the most standard thing that everyone else wants to do. Like you're really against the flag. But there's this, you have a green flag here. So that's really spirit sign of saying like, go after that dream. Like you're not like crazy. It's all like, you're right. If you're really attracted to it, just do it. Like you got the green flag here because you're going to you're going to accomplish your like dreams. And like, that's what you need to know. Like you're going to get there. It may take some time, but like, and like you may be really angry at yourself for like putting yourself in an illusion too. Like you think, oh my God, like I don't think I'm going to like get it because like that's insane. Like it's such a big fantasy of this. But yeah, fixed. But I feel like you're definitely getting there, right? Fixed to mixed. You may be mixed, or may appear mixed. You're a very genuine person, and I think if this goal of yours is a genuine goal, like I think you should go for it, right? Like if it's something like you really enjoy to do, that you are super passionate about, go for it. You may be a fixed sign. You have security. Like you're gonna end up insecure in the end, and you're gonna be very angry at yourself for like ever believing like this was just a fantasy and something you could accomplish too, right? So I think like you should go after this dream, but you have to work on that anxiety first and be willing to let go of those control issues and allow for it to come in the right time, right? Because it's all gonna happen in divine timing, and it may not, like I said, it won't happen right away, and that's what like spirit really wants you to know. Like this is not gonna happen right away, and you have to be willing to like wait and be patient and allow for you to go through all the motions, so then you're able to appreciate it more when you do have that success in the end. So you're going to see that things are going to really pan out and work out in the way that you want them to because of all that work that you've done. And by the time you actually get there, you'll be so appreciative of like how much work you did, because it's going to like actually pay off for you. Like as an example for an artist, like if you don't build yourself up, you won't build the same like pressure or stage presence or the same notoriety as you would if you taken a little bit longer and allowed yourself to go on the longer path. And I feel like you are destined to go down the road less traveled because of this. So like, don't be afraid to step out and be the most unique version of you. And you can accomplish all like the goals and the dreams that you want to do. You can have multiple dreams in one lifetime. Like it's not, you don't have to just stick on to one thing. So allow yourself to like explore different options and allow yourself yourself to like get lost in different worlds because it is something that is important and valuable for you. You're going to see things really starting to like pan off for you because you allowed yourself to do all these little things that are going to push you forward, right? Okay. I think that's all I have for you, pile number 1. Thank you for sitting through this reading with me. I hope this reading provides you some clarity on your situation and you are able to move into your future with a lot better mindset. So thank you for sitting here with me. Have a good night, day, afternoon, evening. If you want, you can follow me on any of my other forms of social media. All my links are in the description box. And yeah, I hope I see you all next week, Monday, for your next reading. And I have a wonderful day, night, and evening. Okay, pile number 2. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. If you chose pile number 2, this is your pile. Ooh. So let's kind of see what's happening in your life. What's the blocks that you're facing? What's the overall message? So what we're going to do, we're going to get the overall themes first, see kind of where everything is going, and from the themes we'll kind of move on to what's next, okay? And get the tarot. So we have Grateful is the first card out. We have here Vibration, Boundaries, and Kindness. So I think we could kind of go like this. Ooh. Boundaries. Okay. So automatically, like with this, there's a sense that you have been exuding a lot more grateful, like energy to everything you've been doing, right? So you may have been very grateful for like I said that, but yeah, overall, like I feel like this is your energy now, right? This gratefulness, this feeling of everything is working out the way it is. You're very embracing of like the uniqueness and this transformation you're going through, and you're not like trying to move forward extremely fast, and you're not trying to like be too slow. There's a sense too that like you've been very kind towards others. You may have been a very good receiving and giving energy, or people have been giving to you a lot recently. There's also a sense that you've been keeping and maintaining really healthy boundaries, and that's what's protecting your vibration and your gratefulness for everything that you're doing, because you're understanding like when do you cut people out, when do you let people in. Like you've been really good at being consistent with like your boundaries and communicating your boundaries as well. That I definitely feel as strongly here. There's also a sense too that you understand when to give and take your energy, and that's like been really beneficial towards you, and that's what's pushing you forward. I think that like if you haven't been doing that, that's what you need to do to move forward, to raise your vibration, to get into a better energy. You may need to create a lot more boundaries between you and other people and allow for yourself to be more grateful for the things you do receive, to be able to bring in better energy. There's a really good manifestation tool where you tell yourself that like when you write down like I am grateful for all of this that you had, and I wish for something else in my future, say like I wish, or like I am this, I am grateful for everything I have, and I'm grateful for everything that's coming to me, and that's like I manifest only good things to come into my life. Like you're able to say these things that are able to like push you forward and bring you into better energy and better light. We have here the Princess of Summer, which is a new relationship or emotional experience, invitations to social events, a compassionate friend you can share your concerns with. We have a Princess of Spring. It's time to go after your dreams, do something that expands your horizons, lets your creativity take flight. We have here the King of Springs, a financial windfall. Your leadership skills are needed now, an unexpected supporter of your cause. And we also have here the Five of Summer. Trust that there is a reason for everything that's happened. Remove yourself from negative emotions of others, focusing on that which frightens or worries you. And then we also have the Two of Springs, a bright future manifested through hard work and creativity, partnering with those who share your dreams, great progress being made. Okay, so automatically, I'm kind of like getting this feeling of like, you're going to be dealing with a lot of people, right? And that's why you are being asked to have all these boundaries up and understand when to extend your energy and when to come back. Because I feel like there's some people have really good ideas for you. These people too might be sisters, or it may be related in some sort, because for some reason they feel very similar, even though they are very different. But this person here may be someone older who may actually be someone, they don't feel like a villain, but they may have like negative connotations around them. Something about them feels a little off. They may be, even though it's a support of your cause, I'm getting the sense of like they may be the issue that you're being caused, right? So I feel like you might have to deal with a fire sign. So that's your Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries energy, which is really going to cause you a little bit of a dilemma, right? So I think like you're going to be dealing with a lot of people, and that's where you have to understand like where do you extend your where are your boundaries, who are you able to extend to, who you're not. You may be starting a new dream that you're going after that has a lot to do with creativity. This could also be your ability to create, because for some reason I'm feeling a lot with my hands, so this may be something you create with your hands a lot. There's a lot of this energy of like handing things off too, so like I feel like you may be, and you may have started a business where you're handing things to people, like exchanging of gifts or exchanging of something, or even food or whatever, but there's a sense of like you're exchanging something with somebody. And you're gonna get help from these, I believe, like you're gonna get help from people, especially people that you didn't expect that would have supported you in the long run. Like you're gonna be like, I'm really grateful because you have all these supporters to your cause. But there's also this sense of like, there's someone here that you're not fully trusting of yet, right? And I think that has to do with whatever person that is going on here. And there's like still room for growth for you to feel comfortable with this person, but it may take a little bit of time to really get there. So let's grab some clarifiers to get fully a deeper message. So what's happening with the Princess of Summer Spirit? We have here the King of Swords, the Queen of Wands for that one, the Ten of Cups, the Eight of Coins in reverse. Oh, I guess that's what to come up upright. The Four of Wands in upright, and the Two of Spring. Yeah, lots of people. I feel like you're going to be definitely interacting with a lot of people right now. You have the Eight of Cups, but it's in reverse on the bottom, which just kind of reminds me of this thing that things kind of feeling like it's stopping. But I don't really think that like things are coming to a windfall. I feel like it's more so things are starting to slowly move ahead. Like, you know when like you just start on a train, it doesn't automatically move off right away. It does take a little bit more time to get to the optimal speed. I feel like that's where you are. Like things aren't really rushing where you are. You just need to take a little bit more incentive to allow for things to have a little bit more patience, for it to really blow off in the way that you want it to. But I do think you're getting a lot of support by people. Like you may be getting a support from an air sign, so that's your Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, or there's a lot of fire energy, so someone may have strong fire placements as well, so that's your Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. These people could be family of yours, just people who have in your home life. The person that may have also been like the one you're a little iffy on may be a specific partner of some sort, or other family members too, so that's why you're not really super easy enough to extend your hand, because you're such like there's some people you know would help you that are close to you, and others that aren't, because I feel like you know all these people that are interacting with you because of just how much energy there is. There's a lot of youthful energy here too, so these people may be younger than you. Like I said, this if you're an older, this could be like your children, like your daughters, your sons. The King of Swords is King of Springs energy can talk about someone older though, so it can definitely be also like the people you be interacting with maybe of older age or your age as well. So there's a sense of like, depending on where you are and that, there's like a lot of like different people here. We have here, trust that there is a reason for everything. I feel like this struggle you're facing now, like the struggle to get back up on your knees where you want, like you maybe not making the amount of money you want to make or any of that, like stuff that's really putting yourself down, is actually meant to bring you to this stability in the long term. And that's why you have all this sense of like you're having success, but you're not like, it's not like automatic success. It's like success through time, right? That's what you have here, like your great progress is being made. Your knows progress in your life to receive the blessings that you are going to receive, and it's going to take a little bit of time to really push you in the way that you want to get to like the direction that you need, and you're going to notice that more, right? So I feel like right now, like even though your blockage may be like making sure you put up proper boundaries, I don't really feel real blocks for you. I feel like you are destined to have like all this success and this destined to make really good progress in regards to that really soon, but you need to be able to put up better boundaries and understand when do you extend your kindness, because there are people that will use you, and I feel like that's a warning you need to have here now. It's like there are people who don't mind using you for their personal gain, and you have to know when to extend your hand to be able to not have it bitten off, right? So I feel like that's really your overall main like message from that. So what we're going to do is I am going to grab more cards. So let's kind of see what's going on here. What's the extraness? We have here the lunar eclipse cycle. Let go of any attachment that no longer serves you. Massive change, and that's you putting up those boundaries, cutting out anybody who's not really worth it to you. People, like, this can be jobs too, like jobs you don't even like. You're like, you know what, I'm not gonna do this anymore. Like, this is like that, like, and that's gonna cause this change, is you putting up these boundaries to people, and that's why you're gonna end this journey and enter into a new one with the solar eclipse energy. The end of a cycle is here, a new journey awaits. We also have here travel towards expansion. Growth is found through search for knowledge. And I think that's what this is about here too. Like all this positive manifestations energy coming in for you is that sense of like having expansion because you're willing to grow and learn and adapt and trying over and over again to like find something that's successful for you. And you're going to see that more and more. We have something about July may be important. You may have started a business in July or started to receive a clientele in July. But something about July may be important for you. So we have here shining through, but it's in reverse. We have here a tall tale as well. So shining through in reverse. But actually, for some reason, for both this energy together kind of feels like putting on an act, right? So like you may even be putting on an act as well with the people, or no, that doesn't feel like you. I feel like the person that like you're worried about, that's the person that's maybe putting on an act with you or not showing you their true colors because they're putting on like this mask in front of them, and I feel like that's the person you're dealing with. So what we're going to do, because this is an interesting like little snippet, let's grab a clarifier. So Spirit, who is this person that we're supposed to be watching out for? Who's this person that we're supposed to be watching out for? So this person may have strong Leo placements, heavy fire energy, so they may have strong Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy, like I've been saying, like very strong fire energy here. They may also have some strong King of Coins energy, but they may also just be old. Something about it feels like they're old. They may also be cold in relationship. They may be divorced as well. So someone is older than you who may have strong fire placements that may be a divorced individual. They may also have a lot of kids or a lot of siblings, right? So this person may want to help you and offer you an opportunity, but something about it's not correct, not good, and they're being asked to kind of not take it as well. They may give you like something you've been wishing for, but something about it's not good. It's actually going to cause hurt in the end, and you're going to have to like get up from it like a wounded dog, right? So I would definitely just kind of like stay away, stay clear. So anything else here about that? Letting go of burdens, focusing on your coin gives you a new emotional start, and that'll keep you moving forward. All right. So let's see the rest of the cards here. You have a fiery climax approaches, another Aries card, another fire energy. The energy is gaining momentum in reverse. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Prosperity lies ahead. So you are heading towards prosperity, but there's like you're ending a cycle here, but it's not like super like ecstatic. It's like the beginning of something new, and that's what you're really focused on. And it maybe take some time for you to really gain momentum, but in that meantime, try to be really balanced in what you're doing, because prosperity is lying ahead from this. It's just right away you won't see it, right? And that's what like really discourages people, because they don't see things right away. And actually, you will receive your like prosperity and your abundance in a really unexpected time. Like you'll be like really surprised, like, oh my god, like what? And like that's what it's meant to be. Like you're not supposed to see real success until this moment, and that's when things are going to start changing, and you're just need to follow through. Yeah, because as you like still like when this unexpected things happen, you're going to keep following through, because I feel like you're going to receive this good news, and you're like, oh my god, and you're going to have to keep going forward, and that's going to create some changes. Creator water here, so strong water placements. You may have strong water placements, but so that's your like Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. But there's like, yeah, still a sense of like embracing your emotions, and like there's a sense too that you may have like ignored your own story for quite some time, and you may have really put your like that down on you. Like you may have had like a really hard upbringing, and like, or you may have seen yourself like have all these struggles, and you're like, oh, I'm not inspiring. But then when you make the success, you're going to realize that people are inspired from you, because you're willing to go through all this like hardship and pain and push and persevere, and people are really going to look up to you. So don't think that you don't. Like you're going to receive that prosperity. It's just it's going to happen at the most unexpected time. So let's take a look at these like aspect cards and like planets. I unfortunately don't know this deck really well, so we are going to read through it. So we have conjunction. A conjunction is when two planets are within 0 to 3 degrees of each other within the same exact sign. This major aspect is like a mega superglue between two planets. Conjunctions are no joke. They can be really intense since the two planets are sharing a small space. If the planet have complementary energies, this can be beneficial. Otherwise, this supercharged aspect can be difficult to navigate. We also have Uranus, which is about healing. So Uranus, sometimes called the Great Awakener, brings the drama. It is associated with the unexpected change, innovation, discovery, liberation, and structural and transformation, and can cause a lot of upheaval. Personally, politically, systematically, and generationally, Uranus likes to steer the pot, so expect the unexpected with this planet. Uranus can also add a quirky, trailblazing, freedom-loving vibe to our charts. Uranus changes zodiac signs approximately every 7 years. We have Mars energy here. Mars, also known as the warrior planet, is the planet of action and determination. Mars is associated with confidence, courage, and ambition in life, and governs how we fight with others, how we protect ourselves and those we care about, our intimate desires, and our aggressive and competitive sides. It also represents a carnal passion, sexuality, and lust for life. Mars changes approximately every 1.5 months, except when in retrograde. And then we have a sextile. This major aspect when planets or points are 60 degrees apart. A sextile indicates harmony, cooperation, and friendly vibes. For instance, the sign Pisces is sextile to Taurus. So if someone has Mercury in Taurus and Mars in Pisces on their chart, this sextile aspect will indicate that those planets are working together in a pleasant, mutual, stress-free relationship. So I like how this is exact opposite from side to side, not gonna lie. I feel like the conjunction is meant for you to understand that like there are times where things can be really intense and things can feel very charged and hard to navigate, and that's kind of where you are, because like you really want to pursue this dream, and since you won't be seeing all that gold and fun and prosperity right away, that's what's really going to cause that chargedness of like, I really want this, but why, right? And since you're going to risk getting to that Uranus energy, which is that unique energy, like I said, this liberation, discovery, I feel like you're going to be very innovative of how you're going to figure this out, as well as you're going to start to have all this sense of transformation because you're going to raise this vibration, and that's what is going to attract other people towards you. And people are going to really start to love your vibe and who you are because they're so intrigued about everything about you. And then with the Mars is that you taking that action, then from gaining the confidence of getting the support from being unique, you're going to see that things are going to start to become in harmony for you, and you're going to start taking really big actions and big leaps of faith to get to the place that you really desire in the end. Because it may, like I said, may take time for you to trailblaze it out of here, but it's going to get there at the end of the day, and it's just may take a little bit of time, always. You have listen to your intuition, look for a sign, as well as recovery, right? And this is like even going back to more of like having faith and belief in yourself. I feel like you see signs all the time, and it's you need just to listen to them and to move forward in that sense, because you are going to recover from everything, because you're actually raising your vibration, and I think you're going to go through a lot of positive shifts soon, but you have to be able to make proper boundaries and discern yourself, so then you're able not to feel used from other people who want to use your abilities and your power and your positivity to fuel their own, because you don't need that in reality, because you are perfect the way you are. You're going through the path that you meant to, and sometimes we are meant to like have struggles and strifes in life. It's never going to be the most positive pictures. It's going to be up and down, you know? Oh my god, I just thought of a Doja Cat song. It's like kind of up and down, like a yo-yo. But yeah, whatever. So this whole sense of like you are like rising your vibration, and from rising your vibration, you're going to find liberation, and it's going to really incentivize you to inhabit better behaviors and inhabit this ability to understand the people who you want close to you. And you're like, you know what, like I'm going to make a proper discernment about like who has access to my time and energy, because at the end of the day, like I am a valuable person, and I'm not going to waste my time with people who aren't willing to put me as a valuable person in their eyes as well, because I don't extend my energy like that. And that's actually a really positive thing. Like, you don't have to like stress yourself out way too much about based on the opinions of other people who are trying to push you down or try to control you or try to put you in a box in a place that you don't want to be in the first place, right? So like, it's not like it's a big deal for you. Okay? So we're going to grab some mini messages and some charms. So we're just going to move this, clear the desk up a little. Oh, ha, 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 ha. Okay. So let's move this guy up here. So we have mini messages. Okay. So let's see. We're not really going to do the big shake because I normally just kind of squish my hand through it anyway. Let's see. Messages, angels, and my guides. What you got for me? So we have QDT. You are a QT. Oh, that's automatically I think of, like, you are a QT. Oh, and I also think of, like, there's this really inappropriate Wild and Now style like segment where the guy, like, it's like pickup lines, and the guy is like, something about, it's about the alphabet, and like, you're the best looking letter of the 20-something letters of the alphabet or something, and then he goes like, he feels like, I forgot, like, you are a QT, and you could get the D later, jokes, but like, yeah, it's a super funny thing. I loved Watch a While Out, but like, still, it's like, you have THQD. I also think of DQ. I'm from Canada. I don't know if the States has it, but DQ is like a dairy. It's like called Dairy Queen. It's an ice cream place, so that might be important towards you. We have 9. This one always reminds me of the 9 of Cups, which is about wish fulfillment. So when I see it, it's just I just think wish fulfillment. And since we have the star here, that's more Aquarius energy. So there's a sense of like having a lot of hopes towards your dreams and kind of like putting in the time to manifest things. This also just reminds me of seeing things clearly and seeing things for what's going on. So you may really need to start seeing things clearly, and that's what's going to create incentivized change for you, right? With the wheel here. Okay? So let's see. Additional messages. Let's see. Let's go from here. I don't know. Maybe this one? Let's get this one. We have, take a break from your usual way of thinking. Be innovative, like, be different, be out of the box. That's Uranus energy, too. Like, check where your Uranus placement is. That may be important for you. Feeling uncertainty, and I feel like that's where you are right now. I feel like the uncertainty card's been liking our way here. Loss of confidence in yourself. Worrying that you are lacking. Yeah, I feel like one of the reasons that you're holding back from going after this, too, is because you lack confidence in yourself, right? Like, you may not have all the abilities that you, that you think someone needs to be able to get in the shoes that you want, but I feel like you can get there. You just have to really believe in yourself and push yourself in the way that you need to get to the future you would desire. And unstoppable change. Yeah, because you're like, we'll get there and it's unstoppable, but you're going to get help from those people. Like I said, you're going to get help from at least 2 people. They may be sisters, they may be like family members, or they feel very feminine energy though, with all the princess. Okay, so let's see. Additional messages here, Spirit. We have, oh, I dropped it. Beginning. So you are entering into new beginning, like we've been saying this in whole reading. Twin flames. Communicate. So someone may be communicating with you in regards to a twin flame connection of some sort. That may not resonate for everybody, but you are going to receive guidance from this communication. Fertility. Some of you may be very fertile. I filmed the tarot reading on TikTok, and it came up with a lot about fertility too. Caregiver. So you may be a caregiver, or one of these people that are involved with you may be a caregiver to them. You may be like a personal support worker. Hopeful, which is reminding me of that stuff of having hope for your future. And let's see what the final one is here. What else we got going on? Guard. Yeah, you have your guard up. That's why you need to have all that stuff of boundaries, intuitive, because follow your intuition. Yeah, energetic. Yeah, be very attuned to yourself. Be very trusting about what's going on for you. I feel like you just need to like allow for things to just come to you in the times that they may. Don't like really give up on your dreams. I feel like you are destined for a lot of like happiness. Some of you may be if you're like fertile, like do check that out. If not, like you may be in this really like creative energy about like what you want to do next, and I feel like you should gain more confidence in what you're doing, because like you may be feeling as if you don't have the experience, but I feel like you gain experience for doing, right? So like what if you're putting the action to do that, that's you gaining experience, and like that's fine. Like it's not like you have to just assimilate for everything, right? Like things are going to come in the times that they may, and you have to allow for things to really just go off the way they are meant to anyway, so they don't feel bad. And definitely during this next phase in your life, remember to put up healthy boundaries, because that's really going to help you later down the line and in your future. All right, I think that's all I have for you, pile number 2. Thank you for sitting through this reading with me. I hope I see you all next week, Monday. Thank you for everything that you guys do. I'm really appreciative of all those who do watch my readings. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what's up in the comments. And if you want, totally follow me on my other forms of social media, which will be linked in my description box. But thank you. Have a good day, good night, good evening, and I love you all. Have a wonderful time. Okay, pile number 3. If you chose pile number 3, this is your reading. We are going to get straight into it, kind of see what's going on, and get the overall themes, get some tarot cards and everything. Okay, so let's get right into it. We have mental repetition as the first card to come out for your overall themes. We have triggers, as well as awareness. So I feel like right now you may be wanting to gain awareness on what's been triggering you. You may have struggled with the mental like anxiety or overthinking a lot. There's definitely a sense too, like you may be in your head a lot, have a lot of anxiety. You may have multiple triggers too, like multiple memories that you have to deal with. You may have struggled with PTSD in certain forms, as well as you may see yourself having all like that kind of stuff. Okay, but in terms of what's like changing here, let's see. So we have the 10 here, which is the wheel. Delays are over, sudden or unexpected good luck, a new car or travel. We have here the Queen of Autumn. Be practical with respect to how you proceed, the ability to make anything more beautiful, meeting someone or who can help your dreams come true. We have 7 of Spring. Be assertive, don't back down from what you want, believe in yourself, courageously stand up for yourself. Ooh. We also have the 8 of Autumn. Do more research before proceeding, education in the forms of seminars, going back to school, or apprenticeships. Excellent craftsmanships and long-term projects, as well as the Queen of Spring. Believe in yourself. Wonderful people want to help you maintain a balance between home and work life. So I feel like you may decide to start working on your like mental illness or something you've been dealing with for quite some time. You may probably have been dealing with a professional of some sort. This could be a woman of some sort who's very educated and very bold in her profession, and this person's really trying to help you with your triggers and getting more aware of how you can move forward in that. You also may residing in someone to help assist you with like making your dreams come true and going after the things you actually desire. This is actually going to be this is an interesting reading, because there's like definitely this big sense of like having a lot of anxiety, maybe some mental health issues, and you're going to get to be able to talk to a professional to help you out and get you on the right path, to get you to kind of open up and understand where you're heading towards next in your life. While others of you, this could definitely be you receiving help from somebody, because you finally made a decision, you're moving forward now about what you want to do, and you're noticing that people are willing to help you. You might have 2 individuals who will really come to help you, or this person may help you a lot, right? One particular person, and they're like someone who is able to help push you towards your dreams, and this is like a long-term project that they're willing to deal with you for, right? And willing to be there and like support you during along this time. Okay, so let's grab some clarifiers. Clarify the wheel for me, Spirit. So we have the Hierophant, but in reverse. Anything else to clarify? No. So what's the clarifier for the Queen of Autumn? The Chariot in reverse. Clarify the 7. We have the Knight of Swords, as well as the Fool. This is the Lover's card in reverse. as well as this is the Eight of Wands. So the Six of Swords, you may be returning to your roots. I feel like that's just like what's going on here too, like returning to your inner child, becoming awareness of like what's going on within you. There's a sense too that like you may have let go of like a traditional beliefs as well, and that's what's pushing you towards this new future. If you haven't let go of those traditional beliefs, there's a sense that like you've kind of let go of like karma, because you've like, you know what, you've dealt with your karma and you're deciding to move on from it, right? With that Hierophant, there's definitely a sense too that you may be wanting to really rush towards your future, but you're being asked to have things taken at a really slower pace. There's also this sense here too with the Seven of Spring here that like you're going to start taking action towards this new goal towards you, because you see it in the long run, but you have to get there, right? So there's still a distance for you to go, but you're like being like, you're looking up to see what it is, right? And you're starting to start getting there. But there's the Knight of Swords. Your plan's not fully realized yet. Like you started to believe in yourself and you're starting to like make action, but you haven't made a full-on plan yet, right? And then we have here, which is Eight of Autumn, which is you making that, starting to do a lot more research about what can you do to get there. And then this Harmony here from the Lovers card shows me that like you may really find yourself having trouble figuring out a proper plan to get to where you need to, because you may be also juggling like school, or what you're doing right now may be a really hard program for you to get into, or something about that in education and disharmony with that may be really big of an issue that you face. Like school, work, really getting interrupting with your stuff because you have so much other things to do, and like how you manage your time is gonna be very important. And you're going to notice that like you're going to actually maintain a good balance after that. Like it may struggle at first, but that struggle at first is actually incentivizing you to make sure you create a better like dynamic to be able to sustain it in the long run, right? And that's why like you had that first tumble out the door, right? So then when you get up, you're a lot more aware and you never make that mistake again, or you like are able to be more aware of what you're doing next in your surroundings. There's a sense too, like with believing in yourself and like heading towards things, like you're like a lot of people are going to start helping you, supporting you on this path to move in the direction you want, and you're going to really maintain a really good balance in your life, and you're going to start speeding towards your goal, right? It may take some time, but I feel like that's what's going on here, and you're going to start to like work on that. If you're the mental health stuff connected with you more, there's a sense that you're going to start to work on your mental health, and you're going to notice yourself starting to like increase like your mental like health and your recovery, and like everything's starting to like move faster for you. We have Taurus energy. A timeout may be on schedule. Let things calm down. We have the Fool. Sometimes negligence leads to recklessness and irrational decisions. The Magician. Power comes from our own concentration. Resourcefulness stems from skill, ability, and logic. As well as the First House. I am your identity. Who are you? Outward versus inward appearances, right? So I feel like with this energy here, because you're going to have all this change happening in your future, I think depending on where you are in your journey, you may be having like the height and be like further down the end. Let yourself calm down, take time. Or you may be up here starting this change, and just remember to take things one step at a time and breathe. I feel like you may want to rush, but this is actually telling you like let things cool down, let it take its time, get to the place that you need to in a time that you can't just push and expect everything to like just fall in your lap. It doesn't work like that. You have to like, you can push, but also like be okay with taking your time, because it's a journey at the end of the day. Ooh. So then that's what like why if you don't let things calm down, you'll end up in a delay in the future. And I think that's what Spirit is warning you about, is like take your time to learn all the skills that are necessary, because if you try to rush, you'll actually create delays in the long run. And you have to be understanding of like if this is actually what you want and who you are, and be a lot more confident in that. And I feel like you're going to gain that too through this process, is gaining that confidence to be who you are and to be able to push forward in the way that like it's going to really be beneficial towards you and make you feel a lot more secure in who you are. So we have here Birds of a Feather, which talks about harmony, community, beyond the ordinary, Grand Symphony in reverse. So there's a sense too that like for some of you, this may be like a music goal of yours, but you have to like learn to do a lot. Like there's a lot more to it. For some of you, because I'm thinking like for some reason I'm just feeling a chorus like like right, like I just feel like a chorus, right? And or like a community of people willing to help out. And then this like could be here too, like these community of people that are willing to support you and uplift you in like your grand symphony, right? Like there's a sense of like a lot of people wanting to support you, and that's going to support you to be this uniqueness of yourself, and you can embrace that like beautiful creativity that comes out of your brain that's gonna push you towards your need. Another grand symphony, yeah. There's lots of music connections here, right? So like you may want to pursue life in music, but you need to like work on like all of this. And if you do suffer from anxiety, like definitely talk to a professional. One of the ways that I help with deal with my anxiety is to like actually write music too. I love to make songs, but like that may help you. But there's still like that sense of like you have to be coming into harmony for yourself through like allowing other people to support you to be your most unique self and be willing to be vulnerable with people. We have nothing is set in stone but in reverse, and I feel like that just is showing you that like you are on the right path, like your destiny is set for you, right? And I think of life in two ways. You have set pieces of your life, which are like fixed moments in your life that you can't necessarily change. And then you have other more flux moments where you're able to have a lot more room for adaptability and a lot more room for things to like change and be flux, right? So I feel as if like that's what's going on here. Like the dream that you actually ultimately want is something that's already destined in your future, and it's something that's already happened in another timeline, right? Type of thing. And you are like gonna get to like where you need to soon, right? To get to like the place. And you have to realize you are good enough. I think that's the only thing that's holding you back. Like, you may be having anxiety and kept thinking of like, oh, like I can't get this goal. I'm not good enough. What would I do? I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. But in reality, Spirit said like, no, you are good enough. And the heck, you know what? Like it might take you a couple of years to get to that ultimate achievement that you've been searching for. But you know what that means? That like you had that much more time to become even better at your craft, right? So like that's what Spirit's trying to say. Like, don't use any of what you're getting here as like a reason to like put yourself down, because in reality like you are destined for really big things and you are going to get there. It's just a matter of time and allowing it to take its time. So we have here this: find your sacred flow, nurse the sacred feminine, and ambush fear with your ferocious dream. I feel like that's what Spirit wants you to do, is just this ambushing of fear to allow for things to just cultivate better in your life, because you're going to get all that success, all that wonderfulness, all that abundance that you've been begging for and asking. In the dream that you ultimately want, you're going to get there. But you have to allow for yourself to break free of like the doubt that you have in yourself and start to embrace the flow of you and what you desire and what brings you all this happiness, because in the end like you are going to get that success because you are good enough and it's something that you are destined for. Just have faith. There's something I like to say too, like if you knew that what you wanted you'd be successful, would you worry, right? And I think that's what Spirit wants you to know, that like, you know you're going to be successful. This is them saying that you are going to be successful in that dream. But it's a matter, are you going to allow yourself to be pulled back by your own like insecurities and your own fears, or are you going to allow yourself to feel as if you earned it and enjoy this journey? Because the thing is, like, sometimes like the best part of everything is the journey to the end, right? And that's what Spirit wants you to know at the end of the day. Like, you should need to enjoy that journey, and the doubt that you have for yourself, what's going to hinder your journey and actually push it and make it a delay in the longer run too, right? So to make it something that's achievable, that you're able to do and stay consistent with that. Like, I know back on that music example, like if you wanted to create music, create a set schedule. I'm like, I'm going to release a song XYZ every time, this amount of time, at this time I'm going to promote it. Like, you have to have like that kind of concept art like in your head before you're able to truly like set on that goal and achievement. Like, you could have fun in the meantime before you're able to do that, but if you're serious about creating that goal, like, you have to be able to like have a set timeline. Like this is what I want to do, this is how I want to do it, this is how like what I'm going to keep doing. And you're going to have to keep finding ways to be outside of the box and keep being able to move for that, and that's how you're going to find your flow. We have pre-shadow retrograde energy, which says the pre-shadow phase of the retrograde occurs in the days leading up to retrograde. In this cycle, you may feel the build-up to the actual retrograde prior to the station date, when the planet appears to stop before beginning retrograde. This phase provides major clues and can already feel as if the planet itself is in retrograde. For example, the pre-shadow phase of Venus retrograde could have you find an object or remember an ex in some way. During the actual retrograde cycle, they might make an appearance in your life. Then we have Earth energy, which is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn are Earth signs. Their earthly vibes are patient and practical. With a huge capacity for love, these signs are extremely organized and love to plan things in advance. The grounded energy that they give off often makes comfortable in their private presence, and they are able to handle multiple emotion situations at once. With their calm demeanor and level-headedness, Earth signs are the go-tos in a crisis, which I was just stating, like that Earth energy of like making a plan. Like you need to make a plan, and that plan is going to help you push to the way you need to, and you're in that pre stage, right? That's why I feel like this pre-retrograde energy here. Like you're not going to go through a retrograde, but I feel like more so like you are in like that pre-shadow of your destiny, and it may take a little bit of time before you actually are in it to win it, but you're going to get there, and it's going to take a little bit of time. All right. We have wait, patience. Oh, I love when things kind of fly line. Don't stop. In reverse, abundance is on its way, but we have a no. So we're going to see what the no is about, but I feel like you need to have patience and be willing to take breaks when you need to, but you have to be willing to get back up and go towards your future to get that abundance, because it's not going to be handed to you like right away. It's something you're going to be working on for a period of time. And you have a no, so what's the no about, Spirit? So no, what's the no about, Spirit? Oh. I'm going to just grab this. Let's see. Okay, so no to lack of clarity. No to lack of clarity. Long-term anxiety. Emotional, feeling more anxiety. Really? Okay. So with the no, Spirit wants you to know that, like, no, you won't have clarity on the full situation. Like, they're not going to tell you when it's going to happen, and you will definitely have moments of, like, overthinking and have more doubt for yourself, and you have to be able to overcome that and not let it push you down, because if you allow that doubt to push you down, you won't feel satisfied from the victory you do have in the end. So you have to be like okay with Spirit and kind of just moving along on the path that you do, and any anxiety you face, try to move on from it and move it away, because I think you are destined for abundance to come into your path. So let's see the more on the abundance. More on the abundance. More on the abundance. Oh. It may take a lot of time, actually, and I think that's why Spirit like wants you not to get discouraged. Like it may take more than like 2-3 years for you to get to the level to the accomplishment you want, or you may even like not see real results until a year or two from now, and that's why you're feeling like things are super stagnant or delayed, and that's what's causing this like doubtfulness in yourself and this like instability, is because it's going to take so much time, and you have to build your knowledge, and I feel like you still are building your knowledge. You are going to overcome the challenges between you in this, and you are going to receive justice in the end, right? And that's what's going to give you clarity, that justice, right? And then that's you releasing any of your past burdens, and you're going to have hope towards that future and that star, all right? And you're going to help people out of conflict, too. I feel like your story is really going to help people out of conflict, because, like, your story is so unique that it's going to and you're like meant to clash with people. Like you're meant to like stand out from this crowd and be different and like clash with them, and like you may even like in the career that you choose, like you might see yourself like constantly having to like stand up for yourself, constantly needing to talk and start and like saying words and getting into like kind of disputes with people, or like not seeing eye to eye with people, because like that's like part of the destiny too, because you are heading towards that, but you have to release like all this doubt and start to take action, right? Okay, so let's kind of get some charms and some clarifiers, really. So let's kind of move all of this. Whoa. Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I turned off my frequencies. Okay, give me a second. So let's see, charms. Okay, let's do this right away. Let's get right into it. So ancestors, my guards, give me some charms here, some charms. So we have RFPE, free. Oh, there's an extra E, so free. Reef, maybe important, something in the ocean. When I see the moon, I think of like the moon and the star card in tarot. So you may have strong Pisces energy or strong Aquarius energy. That may be important for you in both respects. There's a sense too that like you have the ability to let go. So if you let go, you will unlock the key to your future, right? And I feel like there's like angels here who like want to support you, and they actually have been guiding you. So all those angel numbers that you've probably seeing, 111, 1, 2, 3, 4, seeing 10, 10, 12, 12, as well as being important numbers that you may have been seeing a lot of, 27, 27 as well may be an important number, 31, 12, 44. Yeah, those all may be important numbers that you may have been seeing recently. But there's a sense though that like your guides and angels have been really trying to support you on this path, and have been encouraging you as well. So you've been like seeing signs as you've been thinking about certain things. That's like a good indicator that like these angels and these people are trying to support you. Just to end up a quick message of like go ahead, you're doing good. Even if you don't believe in angels, it could just be like I think of it like whenever I see like synchronicities, that's like the universe giving me like a hands up, a pat on the back. So we have disobedient brown. You may be someone who is a brown skin, depression. There's a depression, yeah. It's like I said, there's a sense of like having some mental illness, right? And that's maybe that mental illness makes you act out sometimes. Some of you may, this says the word deceiving, so you may like lie to keep up boundaries and barriers for some of you. But you have organized here, so you have to be more organized. We have an 18, you may be 18. We have a waiter, you maybe work as a waiter, or right now you are meant to be in the waiting game to go to your future. You have fertility, which reminds me of creation energy. So you may have like be fertile, that's something you may need to check into. But I think when I see fertility, I think of creative energy more so. We have arrogant, be more arrogant about what you're doing too. Like be super into it, like this is what I love, this is what I'm doing. You have an idea about what you want and then go for it. Like it may be a surprise to you that like when things come about too, because you'd be like, I would have never expected. This may have to do a lot with communication. You have short, you may be short, or like shorter. There's a business here. You may work in business or go to school for business, or you may want to create a business, and that's what you're like stopping by. Lesson that you've learned a lot of lessons too, I feel like in the past, and that's why like you are doing the way you do. You may a lot of people want to collaborate with you too. So like be open to collaboration, allowing people into you. You have a lot of past life lessons that I feel like you've like successfully completed, and that's what's like you're confused about too, because you're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, and you're like meant to create a lot of lessons here. With harmony, there's abundance. Yeah, like you're meant to have harmony and abundance, right? Seeking respect from those around you. You're gonna receive respect by people around you because like of how much work you do, right? A challenge to continue, right? And like you have to keep pushing for it. I think that's the real challenge here is like you have to just be willing to put in that time. A sense of achievement bringing clarities, right? So like you are gonna get achievement from this. Like I think just keep going for it. But right now you might be struggling to take action, and that's what Spirit wants you to do. Like actually take that action to move forward. And like, because you have to get out of this self-imposed isolation that you've been putting in. Like, you have to also be willing to reach out for people. Like, the phone works two ways. Even when you feel burnt out, like, it's, like, still a thing, right? You have to, like, be able to be willing to level up. Some of you may have an engagement as well. So this is proposals, engagements, and I expect for things to level up. So you may be entering into a relationship of some sort soon as well. You have issues in fertility. So you may, like, feeling out of tune. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, this feels like the sense of, like, you may want to be very, like, creative and getting out there, and that may be very important to you, but you sometimes find yourself getting blocks about what you want to do there, but you are going to get public recognition for what you're trying to do. So if you're trying to be in the public eye, like, you are going to get it. So you just have to give yourself some time. And you may be seeing, like, closing ascending numbers. Like, you know, when you see, like, 221, like when it's like, or 555 you may be seeing, but there's that sense of like you may be seeing like numbers like that often too as well. Okay, I think that's all I have for you guys here today. I hope this reading does help you out. Thank you for sitting through with me. Please like, comment, subscribe if this resonated with you or helped you in any form of way that provided some clarity or guidance on the situation that you are going through. You can follow me on any of my other forms of social media, which will be in my description box. But thank you for sitting through this reading with me. I'm really appreciative of anyone who does. But thank you, and I hope I see you all next week. Monday. I love everybody who does my reading, so thank you. I really appreciate it. And have a wonderful day.